Welcome everybody to Wall Street Reporter's next super stock live stream for today, December 9th, 2020. We have back with us once again FansUnite. We have Darius Agdami. He is the president of FansUnite, FANS. Let me just put up that banner right there on the screen so people can see the symbol. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, what our live streams are about is to bring you those stocks with 10x to 100x upside potential. So these are stocks which right now are at key inflection points. They're going after multi-billion-dollar market opportunities, and there are multiple catalysts in place which can drive that stock price appreciation in the coming months. And of course, Fans is a very good example of that. Stock is up, I don't know, is it 300% the last few weeks, a month, whatever it is. But of course, Darius, our audience, they're looking for 10 baggers plus. So yeah, don't rest on your laurels here. We need to see the stock a minimum of $2-3 a share before you could relax. So I'm gonna turn over the presentation to you, and I'll come back for the Q&A. By the way, everybody who's watching, it's your questions that make really these events. So you gotta ask your good questions. And then, decide for yourself if Fans is going to be that next big super stock, the 100 bagger that we are all waiting for. Okay, Darius.
Hey, Jack. Can you see my screen, Jack?
Yeah, you're ready to go.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, no, we won't be relaxing anytime soon. We got a lot of work ahead of us, so we're pretty excited here. So Jack, what I'll do is I'll do a high level overview of the company. I'll do a bit of a corporate presentation and show you guys some demos of our technology of our games, and then we can get into Q&A if that works. So as Jack mentioned, we're trading on the Canadian Stock Exchange, symbol FANS. We're also on the OTC QB under the symbol FUNFF. And we're a sports betting company, a technology company. So, first and foremost, we'd love to talk about the industry. We're talking, about a massive industry, right? Online gambling is a 150 billion plus type industry. Gambling across the world, there's estimates that it's over $1 trillion industry. So we're playing in a big space, right? So this is why we're excited. And another reason why we're excited is because we believe we're at a major inflection point. FansUnite isn't a new company. We've spent years and millions of dollars building out our technology, validating that technology, bringing on an amazing team, and now we're really ready for that growth and scale that we believe we should be able to accomplish here in the next 12 to 24 months. And so we do have a lot of catalysts. We also have a lot of milestones we've hit in the last few months, which has been great for us as a company. And I think we're just scratching the surface here of what we're able to do. So here is a snapshot of the company overview. So FansUnite is the parent company. Through a couple acquisitions, through some mergers, here are our subsidiaries. So we have FansUnite, of course. We have Ascot Entertainment, which is a deal we closed in August, a merger. And then we have our UK sportsbook called McBookie. And I'll talk about each one of those as we go through the presentation today. And below, you'll see just some of our assets, the Chameleon gaming platform, our games division, and a couple of our own B2C brands with Vamos and esports bets and pools. So I just mentioned the execution. So, we start with August because August is when we completed our merger with Ascot. And that's what really was a transformational type deal. And to give you guys a bit of a background, so we went public in May. Our stock came out. We had our UK sportsbook. We were doing pretty well. And of course, it was during the pandemic. And I've actually known Scott and his team for about 7 or 8 years. I've had a really close relationship with Scott and Ascot. We were a traditional sports betting company. We wanted to get into esports. And Scott and Ascot were going along their own go public strategy. They were esports pioneers, being in the industry for years, one of the very, very early adopters of esports. They wanted to get into traditional sports betting, and they were getting ready to go public themselves. Scott and I had a great chat. We decided, this is an opportunity to do a transformational type deal to become a full suite iGaming platform provider, from esports, from sports betting to casino. Why don't we look to merge? Let's merge our technology. Let's merge our teams. Let's merge our board, and let's try to create one of the global leaders in the iGaming platform, in the iGaming world. So we decided to do that. We made an offer to merge with them. We did a brokered financing as part of that. We oversubscribed that, which was great. And our deal closed in August, and we hit the ground running, which is pretty cool for any M&A, right? For us to be able to have a seamless kind of transition was amazing. I think, large part was that because a lot of our team had worked together. Scott and I had known each other, and we're both Canadian companies working out of the same city, which is pretty cool. So since then, the first announcement we made was a partnership with GameCo. We really had no plans. Well, we did have plans, but not initially to go into the U.S. market this early. The U.S. market is fragmented, it's expensive, it's time-consuming, and so we always had that on the back burner. But then a partnership opportunity came up through one of Scott's relationships with GameCo. They're a bricks-and-mortar casino cabinet manufacturer in the U.S. with a great network, with great licensing, and we are going to be the technology to go in with a partnership with those guys to be able to launch esports sportsbooks into the U.S. market. So this is our entry point into the U.S. It was a huge announcement for us, and now we're of course working towards launching our very first esports sportsbook in the U.S. In October, we then launched a partnership with Pinnacle, one of the global leaders in the world for sports betting. They're probably the largest esports book out there as well. They've been doing esports since 2010. And so we did a partnership with them to take on their data and their odds into our Chameleon platform. And this was huge for us because A, we're going to be the only reseller right now of the data and odds, but they have the best markets, the best odds, the best risk management in the industry. So we're able to provide this to our clients and give them that full suite of esports, which a lot of other companies aren't able to do. And then we signed a deal with the EAR platform. So I'll talk about our games division a little bit more in depth as we go along. But our Ascot Games is one of our newest divisions. We're building in-house casino games right now. We have a few built, and we signed a deal with the EAR aggregator. So the EAR has access to over 120 plus different sportsbooks and casinos around the world. And what you can do with this is, with one integration, our games can potentially go out to over 100 different sports books just with a single switch. Those casinos can turn on our games, and then we're able to generate rev share on those platforms. And we're looking to sign, more aggregator platforms. We want to get our games into, hundreds and thousands of different sports books. And then one of the biggest milestones for us was our October numbers for McBookie. So we did put out a news release early in November. McBookie had their biggest revenue month in their 10-year history, which is amazing for us. So that was one of the big reasons we bought McBookie. We thought there was a lot of low-hanging fruit, a lot of room to grow there, and they were up over 400% year over year, which was huge for us. And then we also uplisted to the OTC QB. We wanted to get on a bit of a better exchange, get some more eyeballs, get some more U.S. investors looking at our company, which I think was great for us. And then just a couple of days ago, we hit one of our biggest milestones, and that was getting our Malta licenses. So we got 2 licenses in Malta. This has been, months of work to get these. Malta's a tier 1 jurisdiction. Our team went through rigorous technical audits to be able to pass and get our Malta licenses. So we have a B2C license, we have a B2B license, so we can launch our own brands as well as actually sell our technology to other operators out there, and they can piggyback off of our licenses. And so we're super excited about that. That just happened on Monday, which was a big milestone for our team. So this is just kind of a snapshot of the last few months, but as mentioned, there's a lot of growth catalysts we're excited about moving forward in 2021. So here are some highlights of the company as a whole. So we do have a few arms to our business. We have our B2C side, we have our B2B side, and then we have our games division. We currently have 4 B2C platforms live. So these are platforms that we own, that we run, that we brand, that we market. These 4 platforms have over 300,000 registered members on them around the world. We've done over 350 million of betting volume on these platforms since inception. A lot of that is our UK sportsbook McBookie. And then on the B2B side, where we're actually white labeling our technology out to other operators, we have 4 deals signed right now. 2 of them are live. There's more coming on, which is amazing for us, and we have a great pipeline. Right now, all our B2B is being completely inbound, which is why we're excited for 2021, because we're actually going to put a full business development team out there to go out there and get more operators to use our platform. And then, as I just mentioned, we've signed 2 major partnerships with global brands, with GameCo and Pinnacle. So now I'll talk about our B2B platform. So the Chameleon platform and Ascot Games, and I'll show you guys some demos of what our technology looks like. So our Chameleon platform is our full suite iGaming solution, right? So we're able to service our clients everything they need. It's a customizable sports book, a full backend, data, odds, risk management, age identity, location verification, and we're able to offer them esports, sports betting, as well as casino. One thing Scott and I have always preached is we want to give our clients 0 exit points. So once we sign on a client, we don't want them to have to go to a different service provider to get casino games. We signed a deal again with your aggregator to get 6,000 casino games into our platform that we're able to share with other sports books. We want them to be able to use all traditional sports on our platform, all of esports. So again, 0 exit points, keep them on our platform and be able to service them for everything they need on Chameleon. And how we make money on the Chameleon platform, we charge an upfront integration fee that gets them in, gets them set up, customizable sportsbook, look and feel exactly how they want. Then we do a monthly license fee. This is a fixed fee. We generally charge a 3-year contract. It's pretty sticky once we get a client on. We don't expect them really to leave. There is a lot of friction to leave. And then the cool thing about the B2B side is we actually grow with our customers. So as they grow, we grow. So we do a rev share with them. So early on, we get that kind of fixed fee, but as they grow, we get to share in that gross gaming revenue. So that's what's exciting about the B2B. There's a lot of blue sky there, and every client we get on board, we continue to compound that revenue. So I'll show you guys a demo. This is our demo site. This is the Chameleon gaming platform, very esports focused, of course. And what I'll do is I'll show one of our unique offerings, which is called Stream Bets.
I think it was a smoother play style for clearing that.
So Stream Bets, you actually get to watch the game. And then we have live odds coming in every 10, 20, 30 seconds for different events that are happening through the game. So here you go. The game starts. You can see the streamer. Sorry. And what you'll notice is on the right side, we have bets coming in. These are live bets that you can bet on, and it's engaging. What's going to happen next? And anytime, with esports, different things happen within 30 seconds, just like sports, that you can bet on. And this is one of the most kind of unique offerings for esports. What a lot of people like to be able to actually watch the match while they're able to bet. And the bet ends in 13 seconds, as you can imagine. So there you go. So that's our esports Chameleon platform. And again, this can be completely customized for any new operator that we bring on board. And then this is our other aspect, our other arm of our business. This is our Ascot Games division. So this is the newest arm of our business, but this is actually one of our most exciting. So we're very excited about the Ascot Games division. We're building in-house casino games. And one thing we're trying to do here is we're not going after that older demographic that's doing those spinny cherry wheels or fruit wheels. We're trying to get this into the hands of a bit younger demographic, the millennial audience, right? So we're trying to make our games a little bit more fun, a little bit more interactive, give the user the feel that they get to actually have some control on the outcome of the game. So we currently have 2 games completed, live, up and running. We have a 3rd game in testing right now. And then we have about 10 to 20 concepts that we're working on as well. We hope to get a suite of over 10 games by the end of 2021. And again, we signed our first deal with the aggregator to get these games into over 100 different sports books. We offer these games on our own platforms, and we're looking to sign more deals, obviously, to get our games into thousands of sports books. And we take a rev share every time someone plays these games, which could be very lucrative for us if these games do well and players like them. So I'll show you some of our games as well. What I'll do is I'll go to Ascot Games. So you can see our games at Ascot Games as well. And I'll show you Crash Ice. So Crash Ice is a little bit more fun and interactive, as I mentioned. You're essentially a robber. You go into the bank, you make your bet, and then you start stealing money. There's a multiplier, so your money starts going up and up and up. And at any point during the game, you can cash out and take your winnings. Now, if you don't cash out in time, the cops show up, you get arrested, and you lose everything. So that's kind of the game concept, which allows players to actually have a bit of a more interactive experience while they play the game. So here's the demo game. So you make a 10 euro bet, and the game begins. Here's your multiplier. So this is how much you can make if you decide to cash out. But again, if you don't cash out in time, the cops are going to show up. You're going to lose that entire amount. You know, this is quite exciting for people. So you didn't cash out in time, the cops showed up, you lose that entire amount. And I'll move it forward a little bit, play a second game. You can see a 60 euro bet, it's getting pretty big here. And again, if you cash out in time, you get to keep all that money, that's yours. And this is completely built on a random number generator, a certified random number generator, which we build all our games on top of. So the game could crash, you know, in a second, in 10 seconds, in 30 seconds. It's really a completely random game. And there you can see you got to cash out and you made your money. So those are kind of some of the demos. And so that's our B2B offerings. That's where we actually, you know, participate in those rev shares. We license these to other operators. And then back to B2C. So this is our direct-to-consumer platforms. These are the ones that, again, we market, that we run, that we brand. The flagship, of course, here for us is being McBookie. This is our UK sportsbook. We acquired these guys earlier on in the year. Amazing company, amazing brand, really focused on the Scottish market. We really want to dominate Scotland. We have two very strong operators there, Paul and Damien, who know that market, you know, inside and out. We have over 10,000 active members on the platform. We have over 135 million bet in the last 3 years. October, again, was a big month for us. I think we had over 7.5 million wagered on the platform in just that month alone, over $500,000 in revenue, which was great. We have sports betting, we have casino, we have virtual sports. We're continuing to add new features. One thing we're really excited about McBookie is, again, we think there's a lot of low-hanging fruit. Reason we acquired these guys is we thought there was tremendous amount of upside on the revenue side. These guys, in the last decade, have remarkably gotten to where they have organically. You know, very little money spent on marketing, so that we think there's a lot of room to grow. We're coming in with our team, with our resources, and we're doing a ton with these guys. You know, SEO, blogs, social campaigns, email campaigns. And then next year, which is going to be exciting, we're actually going to start spending some money on marketing, some digital ads, some programmatic ad buying, get new players in. And our platform's growing every month right now, which is great. Big news last month was awesome. Scotland actually, for the first time, I think this century, is playing in a major tournament. They got into the Euro Cup for next year, so that's going to be amazing for us. A lot of branding opportunities, a lot of opportunities to get new players in, you know, back in their home team in a major championship, in the European Championship. So we're excited about this platform. We had a goal that we wanted to take their 2019 revenue. We wanted to double that this year. We're on pace to do that, which is great. And then we want to more than double that again next year. Those are our goals with McBookie. We have a FansUnite social sportsbook, so no real money involved in this platform. We give our users a free virtual currency. They're able to make their bets on live odds coming in from Pinnacle, and then it's social, so they're able to see, you know, what they're betting on, track all their bets and their analytics, but they're also able to see what other people are betting on. They can follow them, they can copy their bets, they can use that to go bet on a real money sportsbook. So we have over 30,000 registered members on this platform. The great news is we have a lot of these in North America, which is, for us down the road, we're going to be able to open this up and monetize on these guys by through affiliate channels and getting them on regulated sports books, while again we share in their kind of net profit moving forward on the affiliate basis. And then one really cool thing is Vamos. So Vamos is our newest brand. And one thing we're able to do with the Chameleon platform, as I mentioned, you know, it's very flexible, it's very scalable. We're able to go into regions and launch our own brands very, you know, quick. You know, do a quick rebrand and be able to launch a sports book in a different region that we want to. So Vamos is very focused on Latin America, really focused on Brazil. So it's an esports centered sports book where we're adding a few sports that the Brazilians like basketball and soccer, and it's very focused again regionally. So this is the cool thing we can do with Chameleon. We want to go into a new market. We can do a new skin. We can launch something in 30 days in a regulated market, and then we can start growing and scaling those platforms on the B2C side but it also serves as a showcase to show other operators what our platform can do, and then we're able to white label that platform out in those different markets. And then licensing. Licensing is big, obviously. We, as a public company, we operate in regulated markets. We welcome licensing, and we've spent a considerable amount of time over the better part of the last decade going through licensing and going through tier 1 jurisdictions. So as mentioned on Monday, we have got approved for our Malta licenses, which was amazing for us. This is a tier 1 jurisdiction. It was a rigorous process for our tech team to get all our technology audited by them. And we received, again, both the B2C license as well as the B2B license for everything we need for casino, for fixed odds betting, for pool style betting, as well as skill games. So super excited about our Malta licenses. Again, it opens up Europe for us. It opens up more payment options in Europe. It just opens up a massive demographic for us in regulated markets. We also have a partnership with a company in Curacao that allows our technology to be distributed through a Curacao license, which again focuses a lot on the Latin American market. The UK market is the gold standard for gaming. The UK GC is one of the kind of most stringent licenses to get. McBookie currently right now operates on a sub license out there. And once we acquired them, we started the process to get our own UK license. So we've done that. We've started that process. We're hoping Q1, Q2 we're able to get our own UK license. That gives us so much more flexibility in the UK, and then again it gives us multiple tier 1 licenses in Malta and the UK. And then the US, state by state, as I mentioned, our biggest entry point was through Gameco. That got our technology into the US, and now it's about launching a deal in the US, which we're actively working on. US market is going to be one of obviously the next big giants, already starting to be that. And our partnership with Gameco probably fast forwarded us 1 or 2 years and millions of dollars. So that was a huge partnership for us that we announced in early September. And then the last one we just added here was Canada. So some big news came out here in Canada a couple weeks ago. Bill C-2118 getting moved forward again. And for those of you guys that don't know, that's legislation to hopefully allow single event betting here in Canada. And that's big because right now in Canada, if you want to make a bet on a single event, you can't do that. You have to bet on 2 games, a parlay, which makes your odds decrease significantly. So what's happening is a lot of Canadians, really everyone I know, goes to offshore sportsbooks so that can actually bet on single events. So hopefully if Bill C-218 goes through, single event betting will actually be legalized here in Canada. Now that's just the first step in getting Canadians to actually stay in Canada and make their bets here in Canada, because there's estimates that near 10 billion is going offshore. So that's the step 1. The next step, which we're hoping will happen, which again, we don't know, is that Canadians, especially Ontario, who's been talking about it, will actually allow outside operators to come in and take bets. Right now, you have to go through the provincial lottery course. It's not a great user experience. The odds aren't great. And that's why we're seeing, again, a lot of people leave Canada. So if they allow outside operators in, we hope that we can be at the forefront of that. Not only did we just join the Canadian Gaming Association, we've only operated in regulated markets. We've never taken a bet here from Canada, and we're a Canadian technology company. So we hope we're at the forefront of that. If and when Canada opens up, then we're able to get licensed, especially being licensed in multiple tier 1 jurisdictions. We hope that gives us a leg up to be able to service the Canadian market and really be at the forefront of that. And then our team. So we do have an amazing team, from a technical team, from a management team. But one of the really cool things I want to chat about is our board. So you don't typically see these type of, what we call industry heavyweights on junior companies when these guys joined. Obviously, we're growing right now, which is amazing. But Scott and myself are on the board. But we brought on 3 industry guys. So Harish joined our board when we went public back in March. Harish is the former president of Paddy Power Betfair Asia Pacific, which is Flutter Entertainment Group now, which is the largest sports betting company in the entire world. He specializes in everything gaming, from financing to M&A to government relationships to launching new brands around the world. He's brought a tremendous amount of value for us. We talk to him obviously, every week, looking at different opportunities, looking at different markets, looking at potential M&A transactions. And then we brought on Chris Grove, who's a partner at Eilers & Krejcik Gaming, and he is one of the US's most nationally recognized gambling experts. He has started and sold multiple companies in the US on the affiliate side, and he works with some of the biggest gaming guys in the US. So you'll see him, and you'll see him talking on various publications around the US. And again, probably one of the most influential guys in the US regulatory space. So extremely grateful to have someone like that on our board, especially as we try to enter the US market. And then James Keane was one of the founding members of Paradise Poker, which during the poker boom was, I think, the third largest poker site. That site got sold to Sporting Bet. He became a managing director at Sporting Bet, working with kind of emerging markets. And right now he's the CEO of a social casino games developer. So again, he opens up so many doors for us globally as well as in the casino space. Our board is very active. We talk to these guys all the time, looking at different opportunities. So again, for a junior company to get industry heavyweights like this on our board, shows a lot to us, validates a lot of what we're doing, and I hope gives kind of the market confidence that guys like this will join our board. We're doing something pretty special. And so I'll wrap it up, and again, I'll just kind of talk about a few things we talked about earlier. We know the industry, right? The opportunity is there. It's growing every single month. It's growing every single year. And one thing that's shown is it's proven to be pandemic proof. The really cool thing about us is, yes, sports stopped, in March, April, May, but our casino grew at big numbers. We hit records on our casino. Esports continued to grow. It's a global game, right? You have games on at every really minute of the day and around the world. So we think it's really proven to be pandemic proof, and we want to be a full iGaming platform: sports betting, casino, esports, virtual sports, really everything. And again, we believe we're at an inflection point. So in August, when we did our last raise, we didn't go out there and raise money to try to build a new platform and see if it works out there next year. We've done that. We've spent millions of dollars and years building out our platform, building out our technology, validating the technology. And now for us, it's really growth and scale. All aspects of our business right now, from B2C, from B2B, and our games division, are now revenue producing. We have multiple revenue streams, which is exciting. We're continuing to get more licenses. We're continuing to get more partnerships. And now we want to grow those B2C brands. We want to get more clients on those B2B. So 2021 is a huge year for us, really on growth, as we really put a lot of effort into R&D over the course of the last 5 to 6 years. And then, as I mentioned, the additional gaming license, UK is really the next one for us, as we just got Malta. UK is the gold standard, which we're working on to get for McBookie. US expansion, we've signed our deal with Gameco. Now it's about executing on that and actually selling our software in the US with those guys. We want to sign additional B2B partners. As I mentioned, every B2B partner we get on, we get to participate in that rev share. We get to compound that revenue as they grow. So the more we can sign on, obviously the bigger we're going to become. We're going to launch more regional sites. So the recent one is Vamos. Vamos marketing starts next month, which is exciting for us. Hopefully that grows and scales pretty quick, and then we're going to look at other regions that we think we can kind of go in, niche markets, and really dominate in those markets, launching esports sportsbooks or traditional sportsbooks. And again, all of our aspects of our business now, from B2C, B2B, and games, are revenue generating. So we'd like to push and grow all those, pour some money and pour some fuel in the fire on those, and really get those to the next level. Our games division, again, probably our newest division, but one of our most exciting, if not our most exciting. We want to get that full suite. We have a whole lot in the pipeline. We're heads down developing these concepts. Being really cool, we've actually had shareholders reach out to us, giving us some of their concept and their ideas, which we talked about, which is really cool. So hopefully we're actually able to build some concepts out that some of our shareholders have shared with us. So we want to get to about 10 games next year. We have 2 done right now, third one in final testing, and the fourth one's already begun development. And then we're always looking at deal flow, which is great. I think just having guys like Chris and Harish on our team, having Scott and myself, who have been in the industry for years, we get a lot of deal flow. So it was really cool. We get to look at a lot of gaming companies around the world, looking, again, finding companies that have a good user base, that have great technology, or they have a great, revenue stream, and where we feel like we can come in and really take those guys to the next level. So, we're always looking at potential deals, and we have a great kind of deal flow access through our team. And that sums it up. I'll get Jack back on here. Maybe we'll do some Q&A if there are any questions, and then we can go from there.
Okay, Darius, that was fantastic. Thank you for the update. Let's jump in. Oh, so we got a bunch of questions. I'm going to jump into those in a second, but I want to ask you if you can just kind of summarize, like, Malta license. what's going to be kind of the bottom line, like in terms of the impact on revenues for fans, let's call it over the next 12 months, 18 months, if you can kind of give investors an idea of what that could mean, this license for Europe now?
It's big. It's huge for us, and this is almost a year in the making. We've been working on this for quite some time. So Malta opens up Europe for us, a massive demographic, right? Europe is one of the biggest gaming kind of regions in the world, obviously. So for us to be able to not only launch new regional brands in the US, kind of like that Vamos, or sorry, not in the US, in Europe, kind of like Vamos in Europe is big. And then for us to be able to actually white label our technology to Europe, again, massive. So we're pretty excited. We're going to get a full business development team out there, launching again our own regional brands, hopefully licensing our technology out. Everyone we bring on board continues to add to revenue, continues to compound on those fixed fees. And again, they're 3-year contracts typically. We don't expect those guys to leave once we get them on. It's pretty sticky and it's pretty hard to get off and go to new providers. So we're pretty excited about Malta, and then obviously UK is next.
Okay, so how big is the European market for for the online, the betting, the gaming, the whole thing right now?
Yeah, billions. I think we put a number in our press release that we sourced. I can't remember the exact number, but as a region, one of the largest in the world, multi-billion. Online gaming is the biggest there right now, which is great for us, because that's really all we focus on. We're not bricks and mortar. We're completely online, and we're that full suite, right? So we want 0 exit points for our clients, casino, sports betting, esports.
Okay, so in terms of revenues, I mean, we're talking 50 million, 100 million. What could the FansUnite generate from the European licenses?
Yeah, we typically don't give too much guidance on those forward-looking numbers. We do have some guidance out there with some coverage that has been launched on us, which is great. But yeah, we are talking millions. That's our goal. If it's anything less, we're not doing our job. So that's the goal for us, and we're very focused on getting those numbers.
And what about, okay, so in terms of the Canada regulations, so that, and again, I'm going to ask you basically the same question, is what's going to be the impact on revenue for fans? I mean, that's really what the audience wants to know, dollars, bottom line,
Yeah. So
stock, they want to really know.
So there are estimates out there. Again, estimates about $14 billion is wagered here in Canada, and the majority of that is going offshore. So over $10 billion is going offshore. So step one is getting that 10 billion back into Canada, right? That's number one. And then can we go out there and get a market share of that? That's our big goal. As a technology provider, we want to be able to get as many kind of those sports bettors here in Canada betting on our platform. So what that means to the bottom line, we don't know yet. We need that regulation obviously to pass first to allow single event sports betting, and then we need provinces like Ontario to actually allow outside operators to come in. And we think if that happens with Ontario, the rest of the provinces are going to follow. And again, we hope we're at the forefront of that, just being a Canadian company. Okay.
Okay, so let's go into some audience questions here. We've got a bunch of questions. I hope we're going to have time. We're running a little behind, so I hope we can cover some of them. Andreas is asking, Darius, you can see the questions on the screen, right?
I can see that, yeah.
So he's asking, any updates on McBookie for November? Did you match the October revenues? You had some blowout numbers.
Yeah, October was a kind of a world record for us on McBookie in their 10-year history. So again, this is not really public information out there, so we won't put full numbers out there. But we didn't match October, I'll tell you that. But we were still, it was a nicely profitable month for us in November. So that's our goal, and we actually hit record numbers for new players on the platform. So that's what we're excited about. And again, we're going to continue growing that. We're profitable every month right now on McBookie, which is exciting for us.
Okay. We got a bunch of questions asking about how do you compare with various companies. So we'll start with people asking about how do you compare with DraftKings?
Yeah, obviously they're a much bigger company than ours, but I think what's exciting about us is we're a much lower entry point, and we're excited about our technology. So you look at a company like DraftKings, very focused on daily fantasy. That was really their bread and butter. Them and FanDuel. When the U.S. opened up, they knew they had the opportunity to go into sports betting. So they're very, again, U.S. focused right now, which is huge for them. And FanDuel, they take almost all the market share in the U.S. On the sports betting side. One interesting thing about DraftKings was they didn't own their own technology on the sports betting side, so they were white labeling that technology out as part of their go public strategy with that SPAC, Diamond Eagle. They actually acquired SB Tech. They acquired SB Tech for estimates of about $700 million US because they wanted to bring technology in-house. Now that's why we're excited, because Scott and I have always preached technology should be in-house. That's why we spent so many years building out our technology and spending millions of dollars on our technology, because that gives you flexibility, that gives you the ability to scale, to be able to customize, and to be able to hopefully look to become like a company like SB Tech. So yes, DraftKings is obviously a lot bigger. We're really focused on the technology side. They're very B2C, but we're really going to focus on B2B. But they're a much bigger company, but I think it shows you how big the gaming industry is and how there's opportunity, hopefully, for companies like ours to get there one day.
Yeah, and I think one key thing is, again, I think we talked about it on previous live streams, is that what everybody's saying now, as there's the sports betting thing, really takes off in the U.S., everywhere else, is that their margins are going to be very tight, and they're going to need to make their money on the casino games, the iGaming. Yes. And I think that's kind of where the opportunity is for FansUnite, for some of your the Ascot games.
Yeah, 100%. And one big thing about those companies, obviously nothing against them, but they spend a tremendous amount marketing and getting users in. That their cost of acquisition is extremely high.
This would help them monetize.
Yeah, exactly. And for them to bring in a customer in, we heard estimates of $500, $600, $700 to get a single player in, which is enormous. That's not you can't scale like that, right? So, but they went out and they got a huge land grab and they got a huge market share. So it's been amazing to see what they've been able to do. But like you said, the goal on a lot of the sports books is to get players in the casino. That's big. So for us, again, if we're that full iGaming suite, can we get players on the sports book? Can we move them to casino? Can we get them betting on sports, esports? Can we get them playing our own casino games? It's a huge, huge opportunity for us.
Okay. A couple of people asked about Score. How do you compare with Score? I guess variations on that question.
Yeah, a competition. No, I think the better these companies do, it's great for the entire industry, right? So the Score, again, is going to be very focused right now, I think, on the US market, which is great. Their app is very, very solid. And they've been around for years, right? So they have a good platform. Again, we're really focused on technology, where we want to be that back-end solution, which makes us different, than the Score. But I wouldn't say competitors really. We're obviously in the same industry. They're another Canadian company. We hope they do very well. I think it's going to be great for the entire industry. They're focused on B2C. They're focused on their sportsbook and their app and their media. We're focused on technology.
Okay, which countries are next? I think, did you cover that? Which countries are next in line for gaming licenses?
Yeah, I would say UK first and foremost. That's really the gold standard. That's one we're actively working to get. That's next for us, to get McBookie on their own license, and then we're hoping Canada opens up. Really, we don't know yet. Being part of the Canadian Gaming Association now, hopefully gives us a bit of a voice, or at least gives us some kind of in to see where a Canada regulation is going. But UK first, and then hopefully Canada after that. And that really gives us an amazing structure globally. As I mentioned on that licensing slide, from the Curacao to Malta, US partnerships, and then hopefully UK and Canada, that really allows us to operate globally.
Okay. Let's see. Interesting question here. Because you're both B2C and B2B, are your clients also going to be your competitors?
Yeah, that's a good question. Potentially, with Vamos, again, that's like one that, we're launching in Brazil. We're going to market, we're going to hopefully generate, some good B2C revenue, but we use those as showcases to hopefully get other B2B clients. Now, we're not going to be, FanDuel or DraftKings or some of these other sportsbooks pouring millions of dollars into marketing our B2C. We're not looking for those high kind of cost of acquisitions to get customers. We're really going to, again, focus on business development and getting our B2B. So yes, although we are going to launch regional sportsbooks because we think there's an opportunity there to go after small niche markets, we're never going to spend millions of dollars really growing those platforms like other kind of competitors. We want to be the technology provider behind the scenes. So we will continue to launch regional sportsbooks, but really our focus is going to be, and the blue sky is B2B.
Okay. Gilbert is asking, how many shares fully diluted for fans right now, and what's the insider ownership right now?
Yeah, so we have about 155 million shares on a non-diluted basis. We do have some reserved for issuance, some warrants, some options that are slowly being exercised, which is good. The cool thing about what we've done at Fans is we do have a good kind of lockup structure, and it's been voluntary. So founders, myself, Scott, our management team, other founders, not only did we go on the mandated escrows, over the course of 3 years, we decided to actually lock up our stock voluntarily. So for the first year, none of us have any stock coming out. For us, this is a long-term vision, a long-term play, and we decided to do that to show the market confidence. So that's one thing we did, which I hope resonates with some of our investors, because this is a long-term vision for us. We have hopefully a lot of room to grow. We think we're just scratching the surface here.
Okay. Okay. So, are you going to do custom avatars for player odds?
Custom avatars. Not sure I fully understand that question, but we are pretty flexible for sure with what we can do with our technology.
Okay, I don't know what it means. Okay, let's see here. What other questions do we have? We got. A couple. Do you have any? You don't have any institutional investors yet, do you? There's not a lot of.
Not a lot, but we have some institutional investors that have come in now, especially going on to the OTC QB. That was one of the big reasons why we wanted to do that. So it's growing, and that'll definitely be a focus of ours moving forward.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Can you integrate these in-game betting features with traditional sports? And do you have plans to uplist to NASDAQ or NYSE?
Yes, yeah. So we have the in-game kind of stream betting on esports, but also on traditional sports. So we plug into Pinnacle. Essentially, we can get all their odds, in-play odds, to the second for all traditional sports. And for us, it's just a feature switch. So if we go to a customer and they want esports and basketball and football, that's all they want. Those are the ones we can turn on. We can turn on everything for them, from darts to curling to whatever they actually want. And we do have in-play on those, because we do have some great service providers on the data and the odds, and of course on the risk management side, which is key. To the second part of that question on the NASDAQ or NYSE, yes, we look at all options. That's something we chat about internally all the time. We want to make sure we do what's best for shareholders. So we are looking at all different options. I wouldn't put a timeline on any of those or guarantee that we're going to do any of those, but it's something we're actively looking at and talking to our management team and our board.
Okay, Darius, I think we're out of time for today. We're gonna have to catch up with you probably in about a week or so. Maybe we'll have you and Scott together. We're gonna have the team going. My last question before we wrap up is what else is in the news pipeline? Like, what else do you have that investors can keep an eye on that as we close out December here in the year?
Yeah, so I think I kind of touched on it throughout the presentation. So for us, our major focuses are getting more B2B clients, so getting operators on board, using our Chameleon technology, definitely a focus. Continuing to grow our own brands, so McBookie and Vamos as at the forefront of those. Continuing our licensing strategy in the UK. Those are really the major focuses for us, as well as launching new games.
Okay, one last question, Darius. In your, which is, we've asked you this before, but we like to ask always. In your opinion, top 3 reasons why investors should consider FansUnite today?
Top 3, yes. Good question. I think for us, it's 3 things again. So team, technology, and validation. So we've built a world-class team. We've got industry heavyweights joining us. Technical team is amazing. The technology they've built is amazing. So that's huge for us from the team and the technology standpoint. And then again, validation. We're not an early stage company that's looking to develop technology and hope it works. We've done that. We've validated it. We have multiple customers on our platform, multiple customers paying. Our revenues are growing right now. So again, it's about growth and scale for us. I think we're at an entry point which is solid for a lot of investors, because for us, I think there's a lot of room to grow with what we're trying to accomplish here in all aspects of our business.
Okay, fantastic. Darius, we'll catch up with you hopefully in about a week.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, Jack.
Thank you, Darius, again.